Two left-handed players, two very, very competent bowlers. Take a look at the style of Parker Bohn III. Perhaps the loveliest player on the foul line in professional bowling. Yeah, maybe a little too much energy as he leaves the 3-pin coming in light on lane 27.
Parker from Jackson, New Jersey, as you said, Marshall, a left-hander, 5'11", 150, 34 years old. Started bowling at the age of 6.
And this just in, he's good. No problem with the conversion. It'll be interesting to see if Dennis Horan has any legs left after that last match. You expend a lot of energy coming back like that. Can he get himself back together? Give Parker Bohn a good run.
Well, he is on the approach, ready for frame number 1 in the championship match.
The lane he struck out on. He's still got it.
So far, so good for Horan Jr. That's $1,000 to the PBA Tour Foundation, courtesy of Anheuser-Busch.
To take an early 10-pin lead, Dennis Horan on lane 27. Very important for Dennis. He's not the kind of player that's going to get to our finals as often as Parker Bohn. Wants to make the most of it. And a little high, leaving the solid 6-pin.
And Marshall, a replay from the Mac Cam.
When we take a look, the ball coming in just a little high. Pin goes to the sideboard. It nudges the 6-pin, but it's not to be. Dennis going for the spare. Remain even. And puts a little excitement into spare shooting. You know, generally they go hard and straight for the spares. Dennis decided to hook that ball and almost paid a very, very big price.
Dennis ranked 47th by the PBA, won the first ever arena finals in Erie, Pennsylvania in 1994.
Oh my gosh. Just gets the 10-pin to fall out. That was almost the pocket 7-10, and truly one of the bad breaks in professional bowling in general. Parker fortunate just to have the 7-pin standing. He will throw this ball hard and straight. Won't be a lot of curve on this one for Parker. And he picks it up. Parker Bohn with the opportunity to pass Earl Anthony to go into 9th place on the all-time leading money list with a victory this week. So a little history for Parker if he can win this tournament.
Also looking for his 2nd title of the year. Won the first title of 1998, the Brentwood Classic.
A little slower. Pays dividends for Parker Bohn. Slowed the ball speed down just a little bit, Gary. Enabled the ball to roll up into the pocket. Take a look at his reaction. He knows it's a great shot. And now Dennis Horan back up in the 3rd frame, leading by 1. Needs a strike to keep that lead.
Tomorrow on the CBS Sports Spectacular, top collegiate squads from across the country rock and roll at the 1998 NCAA Cheerleading Championship. That's tomorrow at 2 p.m. on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Now Dennis Horan leading by 1, can increase it to 11 with a strike in the 4th frame on lane 27. Remember, he came in a little high last time, Gary. A little more room, but he didn't get the proper ball speed. There's the big mistake that you just don't want to have. The big 4. And if you're going to try and make this, well, as far as I'm concerned, your best chance to make this is to push the reset button. This is almost impossible. He'll try and bounce the pins around, but probably just going to take 8. That's all he got.
Dennis didn't make a telecast in 1997. Had a couple of chances this year, he told me, but missed them both.
And right now, sitting on the bench, Parker Bohn is given a 13-pin lead, and his opportunity to take that to 23 with a strike of his own on the right-hand lane. There he comes. Great shot for Parker. We take a look at Parker Bohn III, that beautiful arm swing, that long flowing follow through. Gets the good tap of the 7, and there's a reaction from a player who knows the importance of each strike in a final match.
Parker Bohn up by 23.
Well, virtually the same thing he did in the opening frame, coming in light on 27. And today the lanes are not hooking back as much as they were throughout most of the week, Gary. The lanes are what we call tighter, which means it's just harder to make the ball hook.
3-9 lead for Parker Bohn III.
And not an easy one. Must make sure the ball drives through to get that sleeper 9-pin. A lot of angle, hooking the ball at it, and a good conversion.
So converts the spare in frame number 5. And Dennis Horan Jr. down by 21 pins, up in the 5th on lane 28.
Will it hold? Better speed and better projection down the lane. He really got good loft on that ball. Was able to keep the ball into the pocket. Forgetting the bad shot in the 4th frame. Nothing you can do once it's over. You just have to go on, do the best you can. As you can see, 18-6 in match play. That's an incredibly good match play record. Really helped to make him one of our finalists today. Right back in. Cuts that lead to 11 pins.
So Dennis Horan Jr. keeps himself in the game. We've got lots more coming up in the TPC in just a moment.
How do you sleep at night?
On a mattress from Mattress Firm. So.
Draft picks in today's NFL draft. Peyton Manning, Ryan Leaf, and Andre Wadsworth. One of your favorites, I know that.
Well, it certainly is. And I'll tell you, Peyton Manning, great college quarterback. He'll really be great as a pro.
All right, we'll take a look at the scoreboard, and you see Parker Bohn III up by 11 over Dennis Horan Jr. Let's let them get back to bowling.
And Parker Bohn working on a spare. Dennis Horan right back in the match, and the toughest shot to throw coming out of commercial. Can Parker handle it? That would be a very much affirmative. And there's his girlfriend, Leslie Beamish, who hasn't been feeling real well of late, but she's here and feeling better and rooting Parker on.
Not feeling well, but here all day yesterday, and it was a long day on Friday, and she stuck it out, and it was a little chilly in the center, so she was bundled up, but did remain here throughout the day.
Parker Bohn going for a double to take a 22-pin lead, and there's a huge mistake for Parker. My gosh, he cuts right through the center of the pins, leaving a 6-pin split. We'll take a look at the ball. It just hooks through the dead center of the pins, leaving an absolute mess, and Parker knows the ramifications of that big split. Very difficult to try and make this. There's a slight chance, but he needs to get the ball to hook into the 2-pin and still carry out the 9. Didn't quite get the ball far enough up. The 2-pin and the 6-pin remain, and what was a lead has now turned into a 3-pin deficit for Parker Bohn III.
Well, interestingly enough, Marshall, Parker only missed one spare this tournament all week long. It was the 2-4-7, the one he just left a little bit uglier than that.
Yeah. Dennis Horan right now with the opportunity to make a 13-pin lead. And look at this. Who would have thought halfway through the last match that Dennis Horan would even be here? Now he's up by 13, very much in the driver's seat in our championship game.
Dennis told me, Marshall, earlier in his career, he had trouble getting sponsors. So his folks sponsored him in 1994, made $80,000, paid him back, and then sponsored himself after that. So Dennis Horan Jr. did a heck of a job.
Yes, he did. And to all those people that had a chance at Dennis Horan, it's a little late now. Hang on. Look at this. Dennis Horan with 4 strikes in a row, putting a lot of pressure on Parker Bohn. Now with a 23-pin lead. Dennis Horan running him out, getting excited. Watch the ball. It's going to hook back hard to the right. Take a look at the 4-pin, kicks out the 7, and the reaction of a bowler who knows he's getting that much closer to one of the major titles in professional bowling. Great shot from Parker Bohn, and he is so disappointed with the way he threw the ball on 27. Right now, Parker Bohn, if he strikes out, Gary, he's got a chance to shoot 223. Right now, Dennis Horan working at a 216 pace, so the match still very much in jeopardy.
You know, even though Parker was leading throughout most of the tournament this week, he told me that he did struggle quite a bit on Friday morning. Kind of looks like he's struggling once again.
Well, having a little trouble, must figure out. Lane 27 really needs this strike. And what a great shot from Parker. Cuts that lead down, and more importantly, Gary, it puts a little bit of a message, sends a message to Dennis Horan saying that I'm still around. As we take a look at Parker Bohn, this is what he's been wanting all day. High flush in the pocket, and he knows it was a great shot.
So Dennis Horan Jr. up by 13, and he shoots in the 9th.
Just that much closer for Dennis Horan. Kind of breathes a sigh of relief. That ball was a little left. As you can see, he's making a motion to say, I yanked that, I pulled it, and you got away with it.
Dennis Horan Jr., married to wife Terry. They've got one daughter, Courtney. She's going to be 3 in August, so this would be a nice pre-birthday present.
Well, it'll be a wonderful present for the entire Horan family. As you can see by our graphic, 5 consecutive strikes for Dennis. Needs to fill 18 pins in order to win this tournament. A strike here, it'll be it. There's your winner, Dennis Horan. He comes back from absolutely nowhere in our last match, makes the big charge late in this match. He is going to win the Bear Touring Players Championship, and Parker Bohn, being the good sport that he is, gives him 5. Here's your key shot. Dennis Horan, knowing what a big shot it is, and he makes a great shot. High flush in the pocket. Here's the reaction of our champion, yelling, screaming, I just won. Dennis Horan from San Diego, his 3rd PBA title, Gary, and quite an excited man.
13 years with the PBA Marshall, 16 Western Regional titles, but as you pointed out, just his 3rd national title. He is one happy guy.
Just finishing it out. Now, things certainly went Dennis's way today, and Parker, once again, he is a great sport. Congratulating our champion, Dennis Horan Jr.
245 for Dennis Horan Jr.
And the best Mike Albee can do right now is 202. I'm sorry, my mistake. That is Parker Bohn III. The best he can do is 202. I should know these guys better. I've known them for years.
And bowled against quite a few of them.
Yes, I have, and I'm happy to say that good to be up here with you, Gary. Those guys are too tough for me right now.
Well, you don't want me to start to list your number of accomplishments. They are many.
And for Parker Bohn, we will see him again. He's a perennial television finalist on our tour, averages about 10 appearances a year, which is really phenomenal. But today he wasn't able to get it done, and unfortunate for Parker Bohn III. But for our champion, Dennis Horan Jr., what seemed like the most unlikely of our top 4 to win the tournament,